Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz. Tonight, Pine Bluff police say that Javion Marquette Williams is in custody. The 18-year-old Williams was wanted in connection to the shooting in Pine Bluff on July 16th that killed a 17 and 14-year-old and injured an 18-year-old. Police say he turned himself in late last night. He's been charged with 2 counts of capital murder and other charges. Police did not give an update on Trenton Xavion Rogers, who is also wanted in connection to the shooting. Little Rock police are asking for your help tonight after a man was killed in a hit and run. Police are looking for a Chevy Silverado after 36-year-old Johnny Butts was found dead in a ditch off Colonel Glenn Road. Police say a utility worker saw his body lying there and called them. An investigation is now underway. And in a story we've been following for weeks, the Center for Arkansas Legal Services has filed a lawsuit against the Greenbrier Apartments in Hot Springs. We first told you how the landlord at the complex was charging extra for window AC units. The lawsuit alleges that the apartments is discriminating against tenants and that management is ignoring safety and health issues in the apartments. The case is currently set to be heard on August 14th.
Well, many of us woke up to some showers and storms to start off our Sunday morning, but as the morning progressed, a lot of the activity wind down. So the rest of our afternoon actually was looking pretty quiet, but temperature-wise, it's noticeably cooler compared to the last few days where highs were in the upper 90s, triple digits. Although it's still humid out there, you can note the heat index values, although we're sitting at 91 here in the metro, it feels like it's 102 because of how humid it is out there. Same thing for Hot Springs. They're a little bit warmer in the mid 90s, but it feels like it's in the triple digits. But to our north, temperatures are sitting in the upper 80s. Right now, all we're seeing is just a few of those clouds in place that should decrease in coverage overnight. We did see a little stray shower about an hour ago near parts of Perry, Faulkner County, but for the meantime, we're expected to be dry tonight. Partly cloudy, temperatures in the upper 70s for tonight, but note by your early morning hours and heading into your Monday, some of us could wake up to some rain once again and some storms as well. We do have several rounds of storms in the forecast for the upcoming week. I'll have those details coming up.
Thank you, Corrales. Starting tomorrow, you're going to see some closures on Rodney Parham. The road is closed on the northbound side, showed by the red line there. And if you're taking the road north, you'll just slide on over to the other side of the road. There are 2 other detours, though, if you're heading south. Both Arkansas Valley Drive and Valley Club Circle will be the fastest detours there. But if you live in the area, don't worry, you'll still have access to your house through the northbound detour. The closure is expected to last about 4 weeks. At the beginning of this year, THV 11 gave you a closer look at how the veterinarian shortage was impacting clinics. Tonight, THV 11's Jalissa Garza shares how this is still happening and who it's impacting.
Out West Veterinary Urgent Care has been here on Cantrell for about a year and a half. Manager Stephanie Dungy says their goal was to be open 24 hours, but they haven't been able to do that.
Quickly, we realized there are just simply no doctors that are able, willing to provide that in our area.
The clinic even closed this Sunday because they didn't have a vet available.
Veterinarians are people too, so when they need to go on vacation with their family or they're sick. So with that being said, you know, it's a continual having to fill shifts.
They still have people answering phones, trying to help in any way they can.
But without a doctor, you truly can do nothing.
Hours being limited by clinics because of the vet shortage is impacting people like Christy Bowman.
You're a good girl. Yes, you are.
Bowman recently lost one of her dogs, Slick.
I believe she passed away of congestive heart failure.
Bowman says Slick was having trouble breathing at around 3:30 in the morning, and every clinic she called wasn't open.
I felt so helpless. That we could not help our pet.
Bowman had to wait until the next day to get Slick to a vet.
Called our vet immediately and we took Slick over to our vet and she had already deceased.
It's been difficult for Bowman, but she's shared her experience with others on social media in hopes of bringing attention to the need for more vets and preventing something like this from happening again.
I look at Zoe and think, I want the care for you if something happened after hours.
Dungy and the team at Out West also doing what they can to get more vets in Central Arkansas.
We truly have to just know that we're doing as much as we can on any given day.
In Little Rock, Julissa Garza, THV 11 News.
Coming up this week, it's Election Day for the Pine Bluff community. Early voting for a millage increase started last week. If it passes, it'll support construction of a new high school building. Last week, the school board held a public meeting to address questions and concerns. The supporters of the tax say the city's been overdue for a new school. But for some, the timing of a vote, while the district is facing concerns of consolidation, felt rushed.
We have so many different things that our kids are not able to access because we don't have the resources available.
We're in opposition not to not build a new school. That's not what we're saying. We're saying it's untimely in that we are under state control.
Superintendent Barbary says the state partnerships funding on the new school expires next year, so a vote needs to happen soon. Election day for the millage vote will be on Tuesday. And it's back to school season. Something that's always at the top of that back to school shopping list are clothes. But for some families, that process is very different, with some schools having school uniforms.
I love uniforms. They're very inexpensive for me. Uniforms has always worked for my kids.
But not every family supports the mandatory wardrobe. Tonight at 10, the pros and cons, and why some parents say it doesn't solve the problem it was intended to. When you think back to schools and back to your school days, some of us remember the stress and anxiety that comes with being a student. And as students get ready to head back to the classroom, some of them will have a new place to go to clear their head. THV 11's Brooke Buckner gives us a closer look.
New furniture, new paint, and a new place to relax. Students at Parkview Art Science Magnet High School are transforming this old office into a calming room.
So to have a space where you can just calm down, if you can talk to someone if you need to, fidgets, just a moment to breathe is really needed, and it can prevent you from doing something that could be like rude or out of character.
That's why Parkview Student Body President Camille Gardner and Vice President Caden Loring wanted to have this room at their school.
I think that a lot of them will really like it. I think that it'll be beneficial for them as it is for us.
And even faculty and staff can use the space too.
That is our vision and mission at Parkview Arts and Science Magnet High School this year, to be student-centered and excellence-driven. But we do not want to do that at the expense of those that are here to make sure that we provide those services for our students.
Whitehall Middle School has had its own calming room for a couple years now. Counselor Michelle Bond says she's seen the benefits firsthand.
The teachers have noticed an increase in better student participation in class.
And Bond says reading test scores have risen since implementing this room.
We feel like it's been most effective, which is why we really want to carry on and try to incorporate a whole larger space with it.
These success stories are a big reason why Blue Cross Blue Shield is putting a calming room in one school in every county.
We're going to be giving $2,500 to each school. And that could be for a middle school, junior high, or high school. We're really focusing on those grades.
Sarah Lair with Blue Cross says this is a step in the right direction to helping our next generation's mental health.
We just think this is going to be a really great program and honestly just have such a benefit for so many students and families across the state.
Brooke Buckner, THV 11 News.